When you work out, there's the main muscles you want to grow. The biceps, back, chest, abs. This is what most people define as the peak physique. However, there is one muscle that is always neglected and you probably don't include it in your routine, the neck. Yet, this muscle will literally transform your physique. Just look at these comparisons. Same physique, but one has a thin neck and one has a thick neck. The rest of the body is the same, but the neck alone transforms the way you see the whole physique. You see, when you're out in public, you're usually either wearing a t-shirt or a long sleeve. When you do so, the only body parts that are really showing are your arms and your neck. So it's one of the first things that people notice. Also, your neck holds up your head and plays a key role in maintaining proper posture. And not to mention, if you were to get punched in the face, which I hope never happens, but if it did, your neck is the one thing that allows you to be able to take a punch or take a hit. That's why boxers and fighters have thick necks, or F1 drivers that take crazy turns have massive necks as well. So building a strong neck benefits you in your everyday life, but also makes you stand out from everybody else that also works out. And still, 95% of you probably never trained your neck in your life and probably don't even know how to. It's sad, man. It's that one muscle that's thrown in the forgotten muscle garbage along with your calves, which I know you're also not training. And the truth is, your neck doesn't get trained in everyday activities aside from holding up your big head. So if you don't train it specifically, it remains skinny despite how hard you train every other muscle group. Let me fix that. A strong defined neck gives you more aura, makes you look like a unit, more powerful, more athletic, and even more attractive. But it's not just about making your neck look massive. If you wake up every morning with that stiffness in your neck as if you're 70 years old, that's literally your skinny neck crying for help. So let's break this down. Your neck isn't just one muscle, it's a combination of over a dozen smaller muscles that work together. The sternocleidomastoid, which is the big one that pops when you turn your head, the trap that runs down your upper back, and the smaller deep flexors that keep your head stable. When you neglect these, you're basically walking around with your head supported by weak stabilizers. So it's like grabbing a big bowling ball and putting it on a thin stick. That's why so many people have forward head posture, rounded shoulders, or that text neck because you're always looking at your phone. But when you train your neck, you're reinforcing the frame that holds up your entire upper body. Now let's relax. We can't just throw on a bunch of weight on our head and start working out our neck. We need to warm up the stabilizer. So I want you to start with neck rotations, slow, controlled circles, and do 10 in each direction. Then you're gonna do chin tucks, 3 sets of 15. Imagine pulling your chin straight back like a double chin. Then some neck flexions with light resistance. So place your hands on your forehead, apply some pressure, and flex your neck for 3 sets of 15 seconds. This primes your muscles and keeps your spine and your posture safe. Now for the good part, the growth. Here's what actually works. You want to lay on an elevated surface such as your bed with your head hanging off of it. Now you can do this without any weight, or you can grab a light weight, place it around a towel, and place it on your forehead. This way you don't get any marks. We're gonna start by doing neck raises upwards for 3 sets of 15 reps. Keep it slow, controlled, and full range. Then you're gonna lay on one side and do the exact same thing, raising your neck upwards towards the sky. Again, you can place a weight or not, and you're gonna do this for 3 sets of 10 reps and repeat on the other side. And finally, you're gonna lay on your stomach and raise your neck backwards. This one is more fragile, so I wouldn't recommend adding more weight. And you're gonna do this for 3 sets of 15 reps. And to train the base frame, the traps, I want you to hold pretty heavy weights in each side of your hand and shrug your shoulders upwards, doing shoulder shrug. You're gonna do this for 3 sets of 12 reps. Now you don't wanna overtrain these. Your neck does recover quickly, but it's still very delicate. So a good range, I would say, is doing these exercises 2 to 3 times a week, the same way you would do with calves or abs. And don't go heavy. You don't want to be ego lifting with your neck. Go slow and controlled. But here's the thing you have to keep in mind when you're doing these exercises. Your neck muscles grow best with lighter weight and time under tension, so you actually want to be doing more reps. And your neck growth benefits massively from your posture, but also the way you sleep. So throughout the day, if you're on your phone or you're doing work, just be aware of your posture. One thing that helps is pretending there's a string above your head, pulling your head upward while bringing your shoulders back. Just doing that quick fix throughout the day will allow you to properly adjust your posture. Also, when you're sleeping, avoid sleeping on your stomach, and if you're sleeping on your side or your back, don't have too many pillows under your head. And bro, not only is it a massive thing for your health to just feel better, I used to wake up every morning with a stiff neck, and oh my god, it would drive me crazy until I started paying attention to my neck growth and my neck health. And the more you strengthen your neck, the more everything else looks better. Your traps, your jawline, of course, your posture, but also your confidence. I'm telling you, bro, having a thick neck is something that is underrated, but it's something that makes you stand out compared to everybody else. It's literally the difference between looking like a boy and looking like a man.